afternoon, everyone. Welcome to KHM Today, your weekly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I'm your host, Carolyn and today I am so excited to be here with Kathy Killen, Strategic Account Manager for Royal Caribbean. We are in Central Park, you guys, not Central Park, New York City, but Central Park on board the Allure of the Seas for our first extension of learning on board a cruise ship. So we've got our Boot Camp 1.0 agents and our group campers here this week, and we are just having the best time on this 4-night sailing. So thank you for hosting us, Kathy.
Oh my gosh, this group is an amazing group, and I'm so excited that you guys chose this ship for your first ever continuing education at sea on board one of our ships. So this has been an amazing experience. We have some people that have never been on a cruise, have never been to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, so it's been wonderful. As well as, of course, Kevin Kelly being here from the groups department. So we got a lot of advanced agents on board learning all sorts of new things about groups.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so let's start with, we went to Perfect Day yesterday. That was our first port of call. And we met on the top deck and got this amazing bird's eye view of this island. And if you've never been before, or you've never actually taken the time to look at it from the top, looking down, it was really phenomenal. And it kind of took my breath away. And so whenever you stop here, or really any other private island, Labadee, soon to be Royal Beach Club in Nassau, take a moment to like really take it all in and see like just the massiveness of it.
But one of the best spots to do that is on the top of the ship, all the way to the back, especially for sail away as well for Perfect Day.
It's right by the flow rider.
Yes.
So we took, 35 agents on a tour, and we got to see all the parts and pieces of the island. What has become your favorite? Because I have a new favorite.
You have a new favorite?
I have a new favorite.
You know, I will say Oasis Lagoon, which is the complimentary freshwater pool with a swim-up bar. That was like the original, right? Until Hideaway Beach came. But Hideaway Beach, which is our adult-only area now, is really turning out to be a huge hit. Yep. So I don't know. I still like my Cove Beach, South Beach. Because if I'm looking for beach with the swim-up bar and the casitas in the water, or even that little Cove Beach, which is all the way to the end where nobody knows about, and you can go out to the sandbar to your knees and watch fish and stingrays in their natural environment. Very cool.
Well, I have a new favorite. It is Hideaway Beach. I just thought, first of all, when you walk in there, it has a vibe. And I'm a pretty quiet person, but I love the vibe and I love the colors. The colors of it is the swim up bar. You guys, there were so many bartenders, and not that makes it, but the looks of joy on their faces was like, I love my job. I'm so happy to be here. But really what I think took my breath away was the cabanas with the infinity pool in front, but the beach-ish area, right? So you got these rocks that allow fresh water in
every day,
fresh water out, but it's calm, and you just see people like hanging out, and there's plenty of chairs everywhere.
Plenty of shade.
I just thought it just aesthetically, it was pleasing. It had all the right amount of like noise or not noise. And I just thought it was a huge win for you guys. And it spreads people out more. I didn't feel crowded the entire day.
Right. And that's the reason why we have Hideaway Beach, is to give people more spaces, more options to have their perfect day. Because my perfect day may not be your perfect day, right?
Yep.
But it just gives people more options of places to go. And it's been a huge, huge hit. So much so that we announced, I don't know if you saw, but last week we announced Mexico coming to the Western Caribbean in 2027. So we're super excited about adding to the Perfect Day collection.
So, and I truly think it's a perfect day. I mean, you have so many choices, but you guys, did you know it was World Food Day? And I'm telling you, there's no better place to enjoy food and a variety of food than on board a ship. Who are you guys waving to there? Hey, Jesse. Oh, is that? Oh, hey. Oh my God. I don't know where, are they in their room?
Yeah, Missy and Missy.
Oh, excellent. I had been told, and I think you write the secret sandwich on Perfect Day, but I did not do that. I actually went to the buffet line, and I have to tell you, it was so stinking good. The food, I had the tacos, they were amazing. The Philly cheesesteak looked amazing. Everything was super fresh. And there weren't lines. There weren't lines. There were plenty of picnic tables for everyone. It was just a really incredible vibe yesterday. So, and there were 2 ships in, and you would not have known it.
Mm-mm. Like I said, I've been there before when Wonder was in, as well as Icon, and again, everybody just goes to their area of interest. So it's just amazing that 2 of the bigs out there pull into the private island and people are spread out.
Yeah.
It's well, and again, it's an award-winning private island. So if you guys have not been there, you got to get on a ship to take you there.
Yeah, yeah. So guys, we'll take a moment just to say hello to everyone that's popping on. You'll notice we did come on a few minutes early just because, you know, everyone's starting to come back to the ship.
Yes.
Which when everyone starts to come back to the ship, they then of course need to post about their fabulous day in Nassau. So we decided to start a little early just in case the internet slows down a little bit on us. But again, we're in Central Park on the Allure of the Seas. We're in this really cool like balcony on the 9th floor versus the 8th floor. And it was a good find. Might come back here later with a glass of wine before Mamma Mia. Okay, so we talked about Hideaway Beach. I got on my notes here. Talked about Perfect Day. We talked about the food. Let's talk about a 4-night sailing. If you had asked me this a few years ago, I would have said, no way, too short. I'm not flying down here for a 4-night sailing. Over the years, I have grown accustomed to the non-7-night, 7-day vacation because I found I can actually relax faster. It's not, I think, what we used to think of as a 4-night getaway, right? That long weekend,
Right.
You know, where maybe there's just like stuff going on the whole time. This is like encompassing vacation.
It's for a lot of people. And I think probably the change in the 4-night or even a 3-night sailing over the weekend is the fact that most people up until this point, to be able to experience a ship of this caliber, Oasis class, they would have to spend $7 dollars, 7-night vacation time, and not all people can get away for 7 nights. I mean, I hate to say that, but people can come down, of course, early to enjoy Miami or Fort Lauderdale or Port Canaveral with Orlando. But to be able to now, and I think a lot of times too, especially for groups, family groups, to try to coordinate schedules for people to be able to get away together with family or friends, even friends groups. This is a very viable option for a lot of people now. And I think that that's also another way for our agents to increase the business, because cruise has the #1 percentage of people coming back with Royal Caribbean if you can get them on at once. And sometimes 7 nights might be a little overwhelming for a lot of people, but they're like, oh, a 4-night cruise, a 3-night cruise, I can do that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about our MICE and incentive groups too. I mean, this is perfect. And we were down in that conference space today. It was the technic was there. It was comfortable. The chairs were great. I mean, we were set up in classroom style. We had, I think, almost 50 people in a room. I felt like it was really, really comfortable. And so for those of you that do MICE groups or incentive groups and they need meeting space, even if it's just for a half day, it's fantastic. Belinda, a fundraising group. Perfect.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we were talking about today as far as, you know, when you look at some of these corporate meetings and incentive groups that are doing Las Vegas, Orlando, some of these other land-based meetings, it costs thousands and thousands of dollars to build a stage. As far as on a cruise, you can actually get our conference space for free, the theater for free. All you have to worry about is some minimal AV tech costs. It's very affordable for a lot of these corporate meetings and incentives to be able to do their business and meetings on a ship, and especially a Royal Caribbean ship.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so last but not least, we're in Nassau today. This morning during our training, you talked about the new Royal Beach Club. And then when we met for the show, I was like, now hold on. If I open my balcony, there's this plot of land on the peninsula. Is that what you were talking about? And it is. I mean, where you dock and where this new Royal Beach Club is going to be is literally, I feel like
Right
we
there.
could zip
We
line.
could swim.
I feel
We
like
could swim.
zip line, you know, like a little entry pad, you know, swim if you'd like. Well, rowboats. I don't know. I feel like there's lots of options here. I'd be willing to be a part of that creativity team. But yeah, tell us a little bit more about what that's going to look like and really the why behind it.
Oh my goodness. So as you can imagine, being in Nassau, especially with us increasing amount of ships that are doing short 3 and 4 nights to grow people into cruise. A lot of times, first time cruisers, that's what they want to do. They want to try it. I want to see if I like it, right? So the 3 and 4 night or even short getaways are incredibly those stops at our award-winning private island, a perfect day at Coco Cay. But besides all the investments that Nassau has made with the new dock, the new marketplace, the shops, the restaurants, the bars, you also over to Atlantis, which can be pretty pricey, or some of the other all-inclusives here in Nassau for a beach day or pool day. Royal Caribbean actually bought the 17 acres on the peninsula right next to the pink buildings of Atlantis. And several months ago, we started the demolition of all those dilapidated houses and the docks that were falling into the water. All of that now is gone. There is a perimeter fence that shows you where the Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is going to go. And it's opening up in 2020. So that is next year, everybody. We will have a brand new Royal Beach Club, Royal Caribbean Raft experience that will be an entry ticket. So pools, adults, kids, family friendly, retail, entertainment, the most beautiful beach in Nassau. And oh, by the way, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're even talking about, we're just figuring this out today. We're like, well, to get to Atlantis, you got to go out the pier, out the terminal, get on a bus, go over the bridge to Paradise Island. And I do believe, and again, we got to wait till this is confirmed by Royal Caribbean, but I do think that they're going to have some sort of water transportation because it would be so much quicker to get our people on Royal Caribbean over to the Royal Beach Club right here as they get off the ship, or some sort of small little water taxi to take them over because it's literally that close.
Yep. When I say it's close, from my balcony, I could see facial expressions from the people working.
Right.
Like that's how close it is. Now you can't jump off the ship and get there,
Right.
but you know,
Not that we would recommend that either.
No, you're never ever jumping off the ship. But that's how close this is. Like we're not saying, oh, if you drive a little bit over there, it really is an amazing distance. Kathy, I want to go back. Ellie has said 4 days just doesn't seem to be enough time. You know, Ellie, again, I would have agreed with you a couple of years ago, but I've done this a little, maybe 2 or 3 times now where it's a shorter stint than I typically would do. What I'm finding is that purposeful with my, but I've done everything I've wanted to do. I've eaten everything I've wanted to eat, and I'm actually here working.
Yeah.
So I don't have that same sort of time as everyone else that's kind of just like flitting around all day. Your day at Perfect Day, right? If you start sort of early, you're there. We were there from what, 9
8 o'clock, 8 o'clock till 5.
Yeah. But then we got off at 9. We did a 2-hour tour and I still was at the beach for a good, 3 hours.
Mhm.
Came back, had cocktails with my friends, had fabulous dinner, went to a show, the silent disco. Like I don't feel like I'm giving up anything.
And to that point though, Carolyn, if you have people that still feel that 4 nights or 3 nights is not enough, I do have a lot of travel partners having success with booking back to back. So if that is something that your clients want to try, not to mention they're stopping at the award-winning island of Perfect Day at Coco Cay, if that's something that they would like to do to stay longer, you may want to propose that as an option, which would be a back-to-back sailing.
Yep. And we were chatting this morning in our training session how it would be cute to, after their perfect day at Coco Cay, to have an envelope that you have instructed them to side. It is a reminder that says, I know you're loving it. Go book your next cruise on board or get a certificate or something like that. And you're prompting them to say, oh my gosh, I've loved this so much. I'm going again.
Mhm.
So little ways to make them realize that, maybe 4 days isn't enough the first time. We will do more. But, if 4 days is all someone has, I truly believe they can get a really good experience on this
absolutely.
product and feel like they've gotten rest. Today, I'm excited. We'll report back because we had 3 hours of business sessions this morning. And then we had some agents get off and do an excursion. And then we've got dinner tonight and we've got mom. I'm like waiting with bated breath. I'm resting my pipe so I can sing along, of course, because I know that the entire cast is waiting for that to happen. But I'll report back and let you know how our agents did with that much back to back, and if they felt like they had enough
Right.
time to do and see what they wanted to do in Nassau with that 3 hours
Well,
taken this morning.
And I will say too that one of the KHM agents this morning suggested a very good point as far as when it comes to selling. If some people feel that they can't get everything done in a short cruise, well, guess what? That hooks them, that makes them want to come back, and that's what's going to fill your pipeline of business for years to come. So, no idea as far as having short, just enough to catch them, get them hooked, and then they will continue on.
Love it. All right. Hi, Kathy. Anything else? What else do you want to tell us about your,
Oh,
this
my
has been such a
goodness.
great year for Royal Caribbean. It's been a great year for KHM. Kathy's going to be at Crystal.
Yes,
So
I
if
am.
you're not signed up for Crystal, make sure you're signed up for Crystal. If you've never been on an Oasis class ship, you guys, let's get you on there. It is my favorite class because of this area right here. I mean, I think it's so phenomenal. It's unique. It's got great venues. I was sitting out here the other night with a glass of wine. I mean, it gives you all the feels. It really does. And it's just fantastic. And we have agents this week that are booked on Boardwalk and Central Park balconies. And one of the things, we've got a couple that watched the aqua show from their balcony last night. And they said it was just the coolest thing. And they're not like in the Aqua Theater suite.
Right.
They are just like, they're
balcony.
just in the boardwalk balcony and they're sitting out there. They turn their chairs and boom.
It's right there.
And I will say, I can't remember what the other aqua show is on Symphony, because it's a little different than this one.
They're
Because
all
it's got
different.
that thing that makes me nervous. This one last night, Oceanaria, it was astounding. It really was so cool. The music was awesome. I don't know. These performers, I just want to see what the job titles are. Maybe I'll go online and look and see what's the job title for the person that's going to jump from like the top of the ship,
high divers
into the water, you know.
Right. Little
Bullet
tiny
point.
pool that's that big.
Yeah, it's I was kind of doing this a little bit. Take it. So, all right, you guys, anything else? Hi, Tammy, good to see you.
Oh, one other thing I did want to mention, because we actually sent something I hope we did from Heather's. We have a going, gone, which has, I believe, 77 sailings for people to going. Normally the going, gone only go over the weekend, 2 or 3 days max. This is going to be 7 days of sales for you guys to close any last minute business, or if maybe we have a KHM agent that would have some time available to get on a ship between now and the end of the year, you might want to take a look at that pricing. But loyaltoalways.com has the list of sailings. KHM and your agent portal will have them as well. Not to mention an extra incentive for the agent for the winning drawing booking.
Yep. Well, you guys, we've had a wonderful time. We hope you've enjoyed our little show here today on board this fabulous ship. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments, and have a wonderful week. Happy selling, and we'll see you next week back in my basement. Not nearly as exciting as Central Park, but hey, we'll take it, right? You guys, thanks so much for joining us today.
Bye, everybody.